Hey guys, welcome. Today I'm going to do a sculpture. This is not really a sculpture that I just started. I did this a year ago and I never cast it. So this is the process of me sculpting a year ago. So this is a Beavis and Butthead sculpture and something I had in my head for a while. I kind of like the idea of having these guys near me when I watch TV because they always give me a little bit of a giggle. So this is the sculpture. I did it with J-Mac clay and it was a mistake because the clay is too soft. So what happened is that it collapsed because, inside the house it's very warm, and I didn't use an armature, so the clay just kind of fell apart. So the thing I'm going to be doing is resculpting it. Here it is, broken. And the head and the body is still intact. I could technically just fix it, but I wanted to use a harder clay because I'm going to try and cast this. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit more of the process in future videos, but I really just wanted to get some of the details the way I wanted it. So I'm using a harder clay. This is Roma plasticina. And it's a much better clay for holding the details. The J-Mac, it's a type of clay that I really enjoy using, but for only maybe like more fluid pieces. And it's difficult restarting a sculpture, but I do want to cast this. And the way to cast this in the future is going to be, I'm going to have to lop off the heads, the arms, the legs, and then cast the torso all separately, and then cast the couch. So these guys are going to be quite a bit of a process to sculpt. So there's a very fine line between the amount of details I'm going to be doing and leaving it kind of cartoony, because the reference I'm using is a cartoony version of Beavis and Butthead, but for the heads, I did want to have some more realism. Because I want to have a little bit more flexibility for details. A harder clay is going to make it easier. So removing the head of Beavis, I could always resculpt the heads. And I'm going to do it in separate clay, but I could always recast those heads I just removed and just have a different cast for the head. So it'll be a little interchangeable. I could actually even sculpt different expressions of Beavis and Butthead and then recast them and just add them to the couch. But this is the idea. I'm going to be trying to mold this and then cast it, probably something very simple like a plaster. This is, by the way, for Beavis's head, I am using monster clay. And I received a shipment of monster clay, 5 pounds, and I've been wanting to try it out. So it's a little bit more waxy than the Roma clay, but not too different. So, and you can see my reference there, the old heads. I'm using it to kind of figure out what I want. I could definitely change the expressions. These guys are very expressive, and I still plan on doing one of Beavis with the cornholio theme. But right now, I just put them all together. Beavis's head is slightly too wide there. And the cool thing about oil-based clay is that I can remove parts and then just put them back on. You can see there I put an aluminum wire in, and that way I can stick it back into the body and it will hold. Now, ideally, I should have put an armature inside the entire shape, but I didn't do it. Here I am removing the arm from Beavis. It's a lot easier to create a cylinder for the arm if you just remove it and you just sculpt it. I do this for the heads, the legs, and even the shoes. I'm going to add a little bit of detail onto the shoes. I kind of feel like I want to get this kind of 90s shoes look. But this is kind of like the process, and I just wanted to give you a little brief look into this new sculpture. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.